Hi again, everyone. I'm Ollie Matthews. This is the Narcissistic Resistance, and this resistance video is sponsored by contribution from Nikki. And Nikki has written in a few stories. The last one, "Don't Fall for the Narcissist Veiled Threats." And here is her story. Hey, Ollie, I hope you're well. It's been a while since I last wrote, but lately there have been big developments in our story, and I could really use your comments and advice. You may remember that we're going strong on 2.5 years no contact from my narcissistic mother-in-law and enabling father-in-law. Then a couple months ago, my husband got a call from his sister to say that his dad had terminal lung cancer and he did not have long to live. And again, death does not absolve the narcissist. Everybody dies. Everybody dies of something. Just because the narcissist is dying or dead doesn't absolve them of a lifetime of fucking abuse. My husband decided that he needed to go see his dad, which also meant seeing his mom. I wasn't happy, but I felt my hands were tied. What are you going to do? You're going to prevent him? You know, it's tough. You wish he hadn't, because you know what's going to happen, right? I made it clear to my husband that me and the children would not be seeing them ever again, and that's the right thing. You want to go, you go. You are not dragging the kids into this. I reminded him that we went no contact for a reason and that our number one priority had to be protecting our kids. He agreed with me and said he would never expect us to get back in touch. He has stuck to that at the very least. Well, that's fair. I mean, that is fair. My husband went round trip to visit his parents for the first time in 2.5 years on a Sunday afternoon several weeks ago. I tried to be supportive, but found it very difficult. I felt and still feel let down and betrayed by him, even though I understand that he feels he needs to make some sort of peace with his father. It felt instantly like everything they had put us through had been forgiven, and a familiar feeling of having to compete with his mother came flooding back. I tried to stay calm and let him talk about how his dad was and listen to what had been said. But within minutes he let slip that he had been out in the garden clearing leaves from their stream, and I lost my shit. Yep. Right back to work, huh? Right back to being their errand boy. He had only been around there for an hour, but she had already put him to work. Sure, his dad is very sick. I checked with the hospital because for a while I didn't believe him. But this wasn't about him at all. This was about her and how she would get her son husband back at any cost. This is exactly what I was about to say. Okay? I hope your husband hasn't been waiting for his father to die so he could sweep in like Captain Save-A-Mom, like a son husband, Captain Save-A-Ho, and swoop in with his cape and save his mom. Being married to a son husband's got to be tough. It's got to be tough because you got to always be wondering in the back of their mind, is he thinking about his mommy? As sick and sad as that is. And here's the thing, this is why you can't go back because of a death. Everybody dies, and then these narcissists will turn a terminal illness, will turn a death into a pity parade. How could you reject me after my husband's dying of cancer? It's a game. It's a game, and your husband jumped back into it at first opportunity. Within 2 days of that first visit, my husband had unblocked her number, and she was already calling and messaging at all hours, desperately trying to get my husband to pay attention to her. Sometimes you can't break the narcissist son husband. So they're just waiting. So many of these guys are just waiting for the opportunity to run back to mommy. They can't help themselves. They can't help themselves. As for me, I am now she who must not be named. And despite not wanting to become involved with them at all, I can't help but feel hurt and pushed out and at a loss for what to do, for the best. My husband's dad is dying, so anything I say is wrong, and that's how they get you. That's how they get you. I don't give a fuck. I don't care. What does him dying have to do with the years of abuse and disrespect and control? Nothing. Nothing. It has nothing to do with anything. It doesn't absolve any of that shit. And all it tells me is your husband is just weak. He's weak. He's going to take the path of least resistance until that opportunity comes to go running back to mommy. That's what so he will block her for a while because that's the path of least resistance with you, knowing your father's still around, knowing his father's still around. Once he has that opportunity, see, it is possible to corner the son husband, to get him in the corner where, like, look, it's either me or her. And he'll choose you. When with kids and a marriage, they're going to choose you. But they're going to wait for that opportunity to use pity control to weasel their way back home to mommy. He was waiting for this kind of call like this. He's just waiting for a call like this. Just so he can go and run back and be the son husband who wants to be. And now you can't question, look, my daddy's dying, fuck him. Where was his daddy when mommy dearest has been running roughshod all over his life for the better part of, 4 decades? And disrespecting his wife. Where was daddy then? Ooh, he's dying. Oh well, what does that have to do? Why does that, how does that absolve him of all his past bullshit? Oh, it doesn't. That's right. It doesn't. So all that means is your husband was just taking the path of least resistance the entire time and just looking for the next opportunity to go back. What better than a terminal illness? So he can go in. Dad's out of the way now. Anything I say to do with my feelings comes across like I'm trying to make it about me. I'm not. I just want to get back into this cycle. You're his wife. What are you talking about? Like, what is he talking about? You're just trying to make it about you? Yeah, you're allowed to make it about you. You're his wife. You have his kids. Fuck yeah, what are you fucking talking about, dummy? If it's about me, it's about both of us, you dunce. But his mind and his balls are still in fucking mommy's purse. Aren't they? Aren't they? You need to tell him, Nikki, you know what? Why don't you go be with her? Why don't you go fucking live there? You go nurse your father into his deathbed, and you could be there like the Captain Save-A-Ho white knight you've always wanted to be, as you didn't have enough fucking balls to just be honest and upfront 2.5 years ago. As you took the path of least resistance to block them out for my benefit until you could use a pity club to weasel your way back into mommy's fucking bosom. I'm terrified of what happens next. My father-in-law will die, and the funeral planning will no doubt follow for my husband. With a waft of that inheritance money dangling like a carrot, there it is, and she desperately tries to keep him around. At the moment I can cope, although hurting, but I won't worry about after the funeral when things calm down again. My husband is likely to cut her off again when she's widowed and alone, right? Hell no. Hell no. I can't leave her. She's just an old woman. Oh, she got nobody. Mommy. Ugh. You fucking child. You fucking giant man baby. So where does that leave me? Competing as the other woman. Exactly. Exactly. You're still the other woman, aren't you? You are always the other woman. You're always the other woman when you're married to a son husband. Always. Even when he, quote unquote, supposedly goes no contact, they're waiting to go running back. They're waiting to go running back. I feel completely stuck and trapped in this situation. I would appreciate your advice. Thanks, Ollie. Speak soon, no doubt. Nikki. Here's what you do, Nikki. You say you saw him. Now, if you want to sit there and nurse him back to fucking health, you could do it over there. Because I could see where this is going. I could see this is nothing more than a ploy to go run back to fucking mommy. To run back to mommy and to be a little fucking Captain Save-A-Ho son husband you've always been. And because you never had the balls to stand up to me, you took me as the path of least resistance, I'll make it easy for you. Go. Go. Because that's where you want to be. If you can tell me why this absolves a lifetime of abuse, you give him the option. Tell me why, explain to me why him having cancer absolves him from anything else for the decades of abuse and enablement that they put us through, and the disrespect they show to your wife. This is about me. You have every right to make it about you. You're married to him. You have his children. It's about both of you, but for some reason, he has the ability, the son husband has the ability to separate his emotions from his wife and his mother. Because that's where his heart has always been. It's always been with mommy. And you should tell him, go be with her. Because I could see that's exactly where you want to be. So, I hope that helps. Thank you so much for all your support and another story, Nikki. I really appreciate it. Thank you to everybody watching. Please leave any opinions or advice in the comment section below. And again, if you want your story read on the channel, you have a topic you'd like me to cover, a narcissist you'd like to expose, you'd like to have a private video made, sponsor a video like this for someone who needs help and can't afford it, or just make a contribution to the channel in general to keep it supported, growing, and successful, because this channel survives 100% on contributions from all of you. Without you guys, all this goes away. So if you like what you see here and you want to see more videos like this, you know what to do with the PayPal and email links in the description box. Also, please like and share this video wherever you can. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't, and be sure to click the subscription bell to be notified of all my video uploads. I'm Ollie Matthews. This has been the Narcissistic Resistance. Take care.